Hi, my name is Lindsay Robinson. I work with Market Street in the bakery department. I am what's called an operations manager. So I run the production and operations of the bakery to assist the main manager in the bakery. Today we're going to be doing what's called a wrap cake. So it is a chocolate cake for the most part, and we do a chocolate shell wrap around it that has different kind of designs on it. It is one of the more advanced designs we do. So we'll go ahead and get started, okay? Now these are all the things you're going to need for it. Obviously a chocolate cake and a board to put it on. We're going to have a bag of chocolate icing that has an icing tip in it. Again, it's the one that's flat, but it has teeth on one side. It's rather large for icing the sides of the cake. We are going to have a smaller bag of chocolate icing, and this one has a coupler in it. Again, coupler is made of two parts, so it has a coupler that goes inside and a ring that goes on the outside that holds your tips on there. The tip we will be using is another star tip. It's number 104. And we will also have our shell chocolates. We're going to make a design, so we need two colors. We need a white and a dark chocolate that we will melt in the microwave. And we need a plastic wrap to help us keep the shell from spilling everywhere. So this is a plastic piece of wrap right there. We also need a bowl to scrape your icing in and a nice flat icer to get your cake smooth. So to start with, we have to ice our cake, obviously. So we're going to use our chocolate buttercream, and we're going to go ahead and trim it so that the icer tip sticks out of the bag, but it doesn't come all the way through, and only handle as much icing as you need. And we are going to go ahead and fill the middle because it is a 2-layer cake. So I'm going to go ahead and go around the middle and cover it with icing. This is excellent practice. Whenever you ice, you usually ice with your dominant hand, like your right hand, and you spin the turntable with your non-dominant hand. For me, it's my left. Whenever you put the top on, make sure it's relatively straight. You don't want it off to one side because then your cake's gonna look lopsided, okay? We're gonna go ahead and ice with the teeth against the cake, and we're gonna turn. Since I'm right-handed, I ice with my right hand pulling towards myself, and I turn the turntable counterclockwise. So I'm gonna start from the bottom. I'm going to squeeze, and I try to get it as even as I possibly can. I have to keep stopping and making sure I have enough icing in my hand to keep going, so don't feel bad if you can't get as far as I do, because I used to could not. So we're going to keep going, and strips all the way around the cake. The key to this is to make it as even as you possibly can, but you do need to cover every inch of the cake. This icing can be a lot thicker, so sometimes it's a little harder to work with, okay? When you get to the top, it is okay for your icing to hang off the edge. That's going to help you get a nice sharp edge when you go to ice it. But yeah, other than that, just make sure that there is no cake showing by the time you get done. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and flat ice it. So I'm going to take my plastic scraper. I'm going to hold it on the side of the cake. Try to hold it upright, but at an angle against the cake. Don't hold it going in or out because you're going to get a different shape instead of a straight up and down. So I'm going to hold it straight up and down, again, turning it counterclockwise because I'm right-handed. And then when I have too much icing, scrape it off into my pan right there. And I'm going to keep going around. And as you can see as I go, it starts to smoothen out. The main point of this is just to smooth out the icing. You don't want to take icing off per se. You just want to keep going around until you've got it relatively smooth, like so. Okay, then I'm gonna get to my top part. You want to go ahead and go from the edge and pull in to the center. You do not want to go over the edge, just keep it flat and hit the edge of the cake. And we're going to do that 2 or 3 times until we get every little piece. Pull the icing towards the center, nice and flat. There you go. And again, we're gonna put a wrap on this and a trim, so if it's not perfect, you don't have to worry about it. But if you don't feel comfortable with the way it looks, feel free to go ahead and do it as many times as you need. So for this next part, I'm gonna go ahead and prep the wrap. But I want you guys to know, this wrapping paper, I have it in, it's plastic, but it's in a paper at the moment. It is going to be way too big for your cake. So I need you guys to go ahead and take it, put it around your cake, And that way you can kind of measure exactly how much you need and you don't have a whole lot of extra chocolate going everywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it where it is just long enough to go around my cake. And so for this next part, I'm going to melt my white chocolate and then my dark chocolate in the microwave. This one can take between, I'd say 20, possibly 30 seconds. As you go, you do want to keep massaging it and make sure all the pieces in there are nice and liquid, okay? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and melt our chocolate. At the moment it's solid. We do want it to be rather liquid like this one here. You want to mix it in between, so we're gonna put it in for 30 seconds and we're gonna take it out and massage it and then do another 30 seconds. It's been 30 seconds. You take it out and it's softened up, but it's not completely liquid. So I do wanna kind of smash it around, mix it up, and we're going to put it in for another 30. All right, it's been another 30 seconds and it is completely liquid. So we're ready to go. Okay, so we are going to start with our white chocolate. We're going to cut a small hole. Have your plastic down on the table, okay? And you're welcome to, if you want to get a sheet of paper and sketch out your design beforehand, you can, but once you have your chocolate melted, you do need to design it rather fast. I'm going to make one up, maybe some flowers, something of that nature. You can go off the edge of the chocolate, that is a-okay. No big deal if you don't. But you want to make some kind of design. Like flowers or butterflies or polka dots or stripes. But it does look best if they all connect one way or another. They're all touching. Okay. Once you've got that taken care of, we're going to go ahead and pull out our dark chocolate. Now this is white because this is going to show on the outside of the cake. The dark chocolate is the one that sticks against the cake, so it's going to be your backdrop. So in order for everything to stick together as one solid sheet, it does need to be touching. It does need to encompass every inch of the plastic. So when I do the dark chocolate, I'm not going to do a design. I'm just going to cover pretty much every inch I can of this plastic. So I'm just going to do back and forth motion. Try to cover every little bit that I can. And I'm going to go back the other way. And that's going to be our design. We're going to wait a few minutes. The key is it can't still be wet when you put it on the cake or it is going to drip down the sides, but it can be completely dry because then it won't stick. So we're going to wait a minute and we want it to kind of be tacky when we touch it. So it's almost dry, but not quite. Whenever your icing is almost dry but still needs to be tacky and wet enough to put on your cake, you can pick up your plastic, put it on the side of your cake, and wrap it around. It may overlap a little bit, that's okay because you're going to lose a few pieces of chocolate no matter what. We're going to leave it to dry for a few minutes on the cake as well. Whenever your icing's dried, nice and good on your cake, you can even put it in the cooler for a minute if you want to have it dry faster. You can peel your plastic off. And again, as I told you, we're going to overlap a little bit at the end, which is all right, because we can use those chocolate pieces to decorate the top. Nice even design on our cake. And it sticks up over the top. So the last thing we're going to do is add some dollops on top of the cake with our chocolate buttercream bag, the one that has the little coupler inside of it. Again, we're going to cut where the tip of the coupler sticks out of the bag but doesn't come through, and use our star tip and attach it to the coupler with the ring. And we're going to make large dollops inside on the top of the cake. They're gonna look something like this. We're gonna squeeze hard and we're gonna go in circles and come up like that. So we're gonna do that over and over inside. So I put the chocolate pieces on top, just as some little decorations, little toppers for my cake. Kind of brings it all together. So this is what it looks like when it's finished. You'll see a lot of different designs. Some have flowers, some have stripes, some have hearts or mom on it, depending on the holiday, even Christmas trees or pumpkins. But if you go in the store and look for this, we actually put fruit in the middle because it really accents the chocolate. You'll have a little bit of sweet and a little bit of tart with a whole lot of the savory chocolate, okay? I first started in the bakery when I was about 18 and I had just graduated high school. I just kind of needed a job while I was going to college to help pay the bills and some extra cash and stuff. But I really ended up kind of liking it. Like being able to decorate and show your creativity and then make breads from scratch and cookies and pound cake and all the sweets that I absolutely love. I enjoyed it so much that I ended up staying for quite a while. And that's why, I kind of think you guys should try it too. There's so many opportunities, especially in bakery and in the other food service departments for United that you guys may not know about. United has so many opportunities, so many different positions. They have a bakery, but we're not just a bakery. We make scratch breads, we make like specialty cakes. We have different positions in bakery, different ways to move up. There are, positions in deli and seafood as well. We do catering events. We actually work big events and weddings and exposés, and we have exposés in store, and you're not going to find that in another grocery store anywhere. We do things with this company that I never thought a grocery store would be able to do, and we especially have such a good family-like environment. Like whenever I first started working, I got to know my team members, my family, and they always had my back every time something happened, or if I was sick, or if I needed someone to help me with something. We teamed up together and they helped me get it done. There was never a time when I felt like I was alone. So my fellow team members always tried to help me out, and I always tried to help them out, and it really kind of became a family thing. We work together every day, we see each other every day, but we're more than that. It's a team because everything we do comes together at the end of the day. Because we do that to serve our guests. And when we serve our guests, it's more than just getting a sale or giving them a product. We do all kinds of specialty orders, and we give all kinds of specialized, customized things for people. People who have, terrible things happen. The company, likes to be able to help and be there. If something really great happens, like weddings, we do hundreds of wedding cakes every year, and they're gorgeous. And we're even able to do, because we have so many talented people who care, like if someone needs a last minute wedding cake, or someone canceled on them, or their wedding got canceled, we're able to accommodate them and find the things that they need to get it done. And we create some of the best wedding cakes I've ever seen, and at a cheaper price than any regular family-owned bakery you're gonna find. So it's not only affordable, but it's great quality. It's something that it's here for the people. It's not just a business, but there are opportunities within it. So and with Market Street and United, it also has like a really, really fun atmosphere. Like it is so much fun to work there. I love going to work every single day. Like I get excited for it. I wake up early, I'm ready to go in. My team's excited to see me when I get there, and that's amazing. The company works around me while I go to school. They work around my shifts, and they let me have time off when I need it for tests or for projects. And they even have programs to help pay for schooling so that you can advance your career further. And that's something you don't find everywhere else. You should definitely go check it out. Go to your local United or Market Street and see if they've got positions opening, because they almost always do. And you never know what you'll run into. They need chefs, they need decorators, they need bakers, they need managers, they need people who can progress and move up and fill positions that are constantly coming open. This company is growing, and they need people, and they need people like you. They need someone who wants to be part of the family.